3:15 a.m., June 22nd, 1941. It is the shortest night of the year. Along a border stretching nearly 2,000 miles from the Baltic Sea to the Black Sea, millions of Soviet soldiers are sleeping. Despite dozens of intelligence warnings, Joseph Stalin refuses to believe that Hitler will break their non-aggression pact. He is wrong. Suddenly, the horizon catches fire. The sky is torn apart by the thunder of 6,000 artillery pieces. 3 million German soldiers, 3,000 tanks, and 2,000 aircraft surge forward. Operation Barbarossa has begun. It is the largest invasion force in the history of warfare.
The unimaginable scale of the disaster for the Soviet Union. The Red Army is caught completely unprepared. The German Luftwaffe destroys thousands of Soviet planes before they can even get off the ground. On the ground, the German panzers execute massive pincer movements, encircling vast Soviet armies. At Minsk, 300,000 prisoners are taken. At Smolensk, another 300,000. At Kiev, in the largest encirclement in military history, over 600,000 Soviet soldiers are captured. It looks like the fall of France all over again, but on a gigantic scale. Hitler is euphoric. He declares, "We have only to kick in the door and the whole rotten structure will come crashing down."
But this is not like the war in the West. This is not a war for territory. It is a war of extermination. Behind the tanks come the Einsatzgruppen, death squads ordered to liquidate Jews, political commissars, and anyone deemed undesirable. The brutality backfires. Instead of surrendering, the Soviet resistance hardens. Soviet soldiers fight with desperate, suicidal fury. "We are dying, but we are not surrendering," reads a message scratched into the walls of the Brest fortress. The Germans are winning battle after battle, but they are suffering heavy casualties, and their supply lines are stretching thinner and thinner into the endless Russian steppe. By October, the German army is closing in on Moscow. Panic grips the Soviet capital. Government offices are evacuated. But then the weather turns. The autumn rains arrive. The dirt roads of Russia turn into a thick glue-like swamp known as the Rasputitsa. The mighty German blitzkrieg grinds to a halt. Tanks sink to their turrets in mud. Horse-drawn supply wagons, and the German army relied heavily on horses, can't move. The advance stops just long enough for the Soviets to bring up fresh reserves from Siberia. Then the mud freezes. The German army attacks again, getting within sight of the Kremlin spires. But then comes the true enemy, General Winter. Temperatures plummet to -40 degrees. The German soldiers, still wearing their summer uniforms because Hitler predicted victory by autumn, freeze to death in their foxholes. Weapons jam, engines won't start, the oil freezes inside the tanks. The German army is literally frozen in place at the gates of Moscow. On December 5th, 1941, exhausted and freezing, the Germans expect a pause. Instead, the snow erupts.
Stalin unleashes his Siberian divisions, fresh troops equipped with winter beer and the terrifying T-34 tanks, which are superior to anything the Germans have. The counterattack is devastating. The Wehrmacht is pushed back from Moscow. For the first time in World War II, the German army is forced into a major retreat. The myth of invincibility is buried in the Russian snow. This is the Fulcrum. Hitler has failed to knock out the Soviet Union in a single campaign. He is now trapped in the nightmare he feared most, a war of attrition on two fronts. The vast resources of Russia are not his to exploit, but are now mobilized against him. The quick victory is gone. Ahead lie 4 years of the most horrific bloodshed the world has ever seen. Stalingrad, Kursk, Berlin. The road to ruin began here, on that sunny morning in June, when hubris led an army into the endless, unforgiving East.